Well, hello, everybody out there. Welcome to Pepper's Echo. My name's Andre, and yes, I know I'm a little bit late today, but you are not going to believe what my day was like. So, yeah, let me first greet everyone. I'll tell you about, excuse me, about my day. Buzzy, hello. Cameron, happy birthday, Cameron. Have something there for you. Buzzy, Debbie, how's it going? I need you guys, Debbie, you and Colin are sorely needed here at this very time and moment. I'll tell you why now. Cameron, I hope you're having an awesome day. I see you've already got the cake baked there, so all you need to do is make them tea. Debbie, Cameron, the wifey, our bot, our 7-star Michelin chef. How's it going, my friend? Always good to see you. Dylan Kumbrunk, very good to see you as well, my friend. Very, very good. Always a pleasure to have every one of you guys here. Debbie, Dylan, I think I've got everyone. Arbot. Yeah. So, yes, let me first get going what needs to get going. Cameron. A very, very happy birthday to you, Cameron. Okay, but I couldn't get your name there, so a couple of other gentlemen came along.
There's been a situation in class at WoW. That's right. Been a situation in class.
What situation? No. And some other gentlemen came around and they wanted to wish you a happy birthday as well, Cam. So here goes.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Well, there's your one, Cam. Happy birthday, my friend. I hope you have an awesome day. I hope your day is going to be absolutely fantastic and that your year is going to be a great year. So, yeah, no worries at all. Yes, I hope that year is going to be no worries. So, yeah, Debs, why I'm needing you and Colin around. Oh, geez, remember the first day I got to you people when I got back from PE? It's like deja vu. I'm having the same thing over again. I've been not feeling well last night, and this morning I, goes to tutor, so I go with her. So I end up sitting downstairs at Starbucks, but I was feeling so ill. And on the way back, we were in the Didi with the taxi, and I'm like, not going to make it. And all I had was this cloth shopping bag. So I'm sitting in the back of the Didi. The driver's like, luckily he was pretty understanding, but I'm like sitting with my face stuck in this bag, busy blowing chunks. So yeah, so I've now got the cramps and everything to that effect. And I'm tooting my own horn as well, quite well. So, yeah. But otherwise, things are just dandy and perky. It was actually quite nice on Friday. Everyone was writing exams. So I went off with friends to go and find a Turkish spot as well. So maybe that was the food there. I don't know. maybe my stomach's not as bulletproof as what it used to be. What's yours like? How's your day been? How's your week gone? Today, I just have one thing that I'm actually going to sort of like maybe bring up. I don't know if I should or shouldn't, but it was there. It's something that I've find that I wonder about. So yeah, just to go through a few things. Yesterday, I did not feel like any, what do they call these, Skidskop and Donner movies. So I thought, no, let's find out something. Is the mic working now? No. Is it working? Sorry, I just see you. No, I shouldn't be using the onboard mic. Let me just take a look here. Sorry, man. Check 1, 2, check 1, 2. No, it should be, it says my audio communication is the audio USB audio device. That is off, and this should be on. Does this sound better? Does this work at all better? Just tell me. Hello. Hello. Check 1, 2. Ah, thanks, Cam. Thanks. Sorry, then I had the wrong USB device stuck in there. I don't know which USB device it was, but yeah. Sorry about that. But Cam, so if you didn't hear me the first time, a very, very happy birthday to you. Yeah, and so yeah, I started off my day pretty well, blowing chunks going along the line. But as I was saying, I didn't feel like any rip-roaring movies yesterday, so I decided, you know what is nice these days? What is absolutely nice? You know, I don't want drama. I don't want all the gracious sex. I don't want the action. I just want a wholesome movie for a change. And I don't know how many of you remember the movie called The Call of the Wild. I remember as a little child, we used to, I had a shorter version of it in a book. And I quite admired that story. And then I remembered that actually brought it out as a movie with Harrison Ford. I think it was like 2022 or something like that. And so I looked that up on the old box, and lo and behold, there was the movie. And what a lovely story it was. So we all sat there and watched it and cooed about it and everything. And it was just really, really nice. I also ended up finding South African movies on the box as well. And lo and behold, I thought I'd seen it, but I had not, because I was just about to go to the second one and took a look at Klein Karoo. I was in about 2015, 2016. But very, very nice. It's sort of like the South African Hallmark movie type of thing, but very, very nice. So, yeah. And then today, this afternoon, we actually watched Klein Karoo 2, which, yeah, as I said, the Hallmark movie of South Africa, very nice as such. Call of the Wild with Harrison Ford is really, it's a superb film with the St. Bernard in it. I think it's CGI created as well. Oh yeah, apart from having stomach cramps and blowing chunks, I have a massive fever blister up here as well, which, yeah. I don't think I need to go to the chemist anymore. I think I need to go to the hardware store and just buy a tube of super glue and stick myself together as it is. And then I also came across a YouTube video of a guy who's at 60. What has become important to you the older you've become? And he said, well, here's my list. And so vitamin B. Thanks, Debbie. So I said I actually need to go and visit you guys. I'm sick. I need to visit you only when I'm sick. Yeah. But so at your age, Cam, you've become a ripe old man at the moment. No, you haven't. You're still a young butt. But at your age, what has become important to you? What is less important to you? We used to be able to run through the night, and I don't know. Fiona's looking for the link. She's on the group there. If someone can just chuck a link onto the group again. I know it is there somewhere. But yeah, so what has become important to you at your age these days? Like, you know, what has become important to me over the age of 50? Yeah, things have really changed that much. I know. I think the days and ages have changed of things. Exactly what you were talking about the other day, Cam. You were saying how dating has suddenly migrated from the good days of you know what, the hunt and the chase, which is now seen as a stalking, because apparently I've seen a whole lot of reviews coming from the Snow White movie, everyone going, terrible, 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 and one or two said no, not bad at all. So yeah, but you know what, things that have become to me important to me is to try and find peace and contentment in life. I struggle to find that. I think that is more important than money these days. Money doesn't become important. Obviously, if you don't have it, it's pretty important to at least get something to be able to live on. But I mean, I've got to keep telling myself as well not to try and chase for the top all the time. I've done that all my life. You know, want to climb the ladder, want to get up bigger and better. And it's just not there. Buzzy, it's a young old age of 58. I'm 53. Cameron says, looking after my dad and getting out of South Africa tomorrow. I hate to try again. Keep on, you know what? Make those guys tired of you, Cam. Make them just give it to you eventually. So that, I mean, not that they even give you much, but yeah. Geez, 174 over 100. That's just like a few shy, not even a few shy. It should be a full-blown heart attack. Dylan, it's a nightmare, yeah. But I don't know. I've come to things that, you know, if I can survive, it's okay. I'm not worried about tomorrow. I do worry about tomorrow too much. It's things that I think I shouldn't be worried about, but I worry about everything and the whole toots. And I don't know. You know, I've had to come to the realization that I'm grown up, because everything is always going to happen when I grow up. I'll become a executive with a BMW when I grow up, and I'm grown up. So yeah. Debbie says, we're just grateful for what we have. Roof over our head and health, and anything extra is a bonus. Hello, Fiona, our most beautiful favorite lady in waiting. How are you keeping? It's starting to get hot this side as well. Today we had a 29 day. Tomorrow is like a 30, 31. Tuesday is going to be 32. So all of a sudden it started spiking in the heat. You know, I took a few photos of the blossoms coming out on the trees, because they only come out for about a sparrow's fart and then they're gone again. But yeah, I think it's difficult to start being, I don't want to say grateful for what I have at the moment, because sometimes you're just missing a lot of things. I think social's difficult. People have said, you know, whoa, geez, you're a social person. You're such a social person. And you know what? I've started becoming more withdrawn, more antisocial, if I can put it that way. If I can say to you that I would be more of an introvert than an extrovert type of thing, everyone goes, no, that's not you. Maybe if I know you, but I don't like crowds. I feel uncomfortable going places where I haven't been. And I actually said to someone the other day, you know, these movies where these people work from home and they just order their food and that from home and their groceries and everything to that effect, and they just work in their house or their apartment all the time. You know, I think I would be quite chuffed if I never had to set foot out and I could just stay here and everybody could go about their business in the world and I could just stay quietly within mine. Maybe that would be okay. I don't know. Cam says, I don't understand this real feel thing. We have a 28 degrees Celsius with a real feel of 35. Jeez, and it feels 35. It is 35. Yeah, no. What did they say? Old uncle used to say, he says, you know, and he Afrikaans uncle, he used to always say, but he said in Afrikaans, it doesn't sound so good in English, but he always used to say, you know, these false prophets that the Bible speaks about. It's the weathermen. Just keep your eye out. Those false prophets are the weathermen. Yeah, seeing Fiona there, take a look in the links downstairs. Attached to this clip is Fiona's link. Do pop over and listen to her books. Absolutely beautiful. And I've also put Renaldo and Chris Wyatt's channels there. I've also put a link directly to Chris Wyatt's film or clip group of about the South African refugee program. I have come to find that that is the only reliable and secure source of information on that as such. I don't think anybody else has got it right, apart from naysayers, apart from other media making up stories and coming up with things. I've actually linked it there so that people can actually go to the actual set of clips. He's made a whole lot. It must be close to 40 by now, that he's kept updating and updating and updating. And go and look at it there, because you know what? When you watch Chris these days, people bombard him with the same questions. And you know, we never get to some other stories because he's got to keep on answering the same thing. You're eventually switching off his channel because people are asking the same questions over and over and over. And I know it's taking long, and we're all itching and everything to that effect. But, you know, I don't think this kind of thing just happens overnight. You know, as Chris has said before, it takes months to put something like this together. To actually fast track it for South Africa, it's only been, what, 40, 42, 43 days. That is far too little to even fast track something like this. So, yeah, if you are interested in it, I'm not encouraging anyone to go either, and I'm not encouraging anyone to stay either, but I am encouraging you to take a look at Chris's, the link is down in the descriptions below, right to his a set of video clips, and you can watch them all there. Yeah, I don't know if it's a discussion project, this or not. Suicide, especially with the amount of depression, the amount of mental sicknesses, the pressure, all around the world. There's different kinds of pressures. There's different kinds of desperations. There's so much, from young kids to old people, young kids with schooling, with pressure to actually get by and to perform and to score, to just people coping in life, and then to old people who have ended up without any pension or any hope or anything like that as well. Yes, it is Coke, Buzzy. Yeah, I'm trying to see if it'll sort my stomach out, but it's just causing me to run most of the time. Yeah, Cam. I mean, a lot of people don't have an option. I mean, but for a lot of people, it's a good option, if you know what I'm saying. And some people are like, no, I refuse to go, and that's fine. But others need it and want to take the opportunity, and that's also fine. That's really good, and I think it's a great option. I just, yeah, I'm just watching all the tariff wars and everything that's going on at the moment, but I think Trump plays a long game. He's not a businessman, successful businessman for nothing. As I said, there's sometimes dangerous calls that you've got to make to benefit in the long run, which many of us would pull out of because we don't see the whole picture of things. And I believe he calls it for a reason. And I think if people would be more bearing with him or supportive of him in a sense of actually seeing that what he's trying to achieve and that he will achieve it, if people can, you know what, it's like the Moses were the guys that went into the desert for 40 days. 40 years, sorry, not 40 days, 40 years. And they were cruising around the desert, and everyone was like very upset because they didn't instantaneously just cross over the bridge and into the promised land type of thing. And it took so long. Debbie, black seed charcoal and prebiotics. I don't have the prebiotics, but I do have charcoal. Yeah, we need Nurse Nightingale. Dylan, this world is tough. You can't change the fact you will die and you will pay taxes is all that we know. Yeah. I even pay tax where I am at the moment. And things are pinching a bit as well. But otherwise, as I said, it's okay. But I've just taken a look and I question the fact. I don't know. Some of us, I don't know. Everybody I know, I was looking on a site and it said about every 11 minutes somebody commits suicide, be it young, old, middle-aged, for various reasons, be it just poor mental health, be it pressure, be it no hope, be it whatever. And I think it's every 26 or 27 seconds there's an attempt, but there's like 11 minutes there's someone in the world that is committing suicide. Now, my next question is, usually, maybe not everybody, how's it, Nick? How are you keeping, my friend? Always good to see you. Jy's nie laat nie, jy is net betyds. Jy's altyd betyds. A very burning question that is always asked. And I thought, oh, well, let me go and take a look through that or whatever. So people generally in the Christian faith have said, well, if you commit suicide, you're going to hell. If you don't, if you don't belong to the Christian faith, or that's not yours, then I don't suppose you've got much to worry about and such. But my question was, that is a pretty harsh call, because I know of good people. There was Uncle Willie. He was so involved with his church, and good that he did for people, and Meals on Wheels, and you know what, he was always willing to be there for someone and to help someone, and to, even if it wasn't just giving advice, it was to lend an ear, whatever. And it was his son's death that actually triggered him the most, and his son died of HIV in the end. But it was long and hard suffering road that he stuck with his son throughout that. There's people and friends and that I know, and people living close by, and I think to myself, there is just probably no ways that you can be sentenced to damnation if you are a Christian. As I say, if you're not, other religions, well, you know, you can actually blow yourself up and still be promised great stuff in the afterlife. And this is what I sometimes get very, it irritates me sometimes. from a Christian perspective, that this has been born or drilled into people about, well, if you commit suicide. Now, I'm not encouraging it at all. If anything, let me just put this up here quickly so that there is the, that doesn't help very much. But anyway, that is the little hotline over there, 010-8295-1332, is the, if you're experiencing difficult thoughts, hopefully somebody is going to listen to you. And there's www.SADAG, South African Depression and Anxiety Group. I don't know how well these guys work. I think it becomes a job. I think you really need to find somebody who cares. But Debbie, it's hard to ask for help here. Cameron says, my dad will disagree. Suicide is not a direct ticket to hell. I agree with your dad there. But this is what I'm saying. This is what what irritates me amongst a Christian group, is that they have decided to bring it up and say, well, you know, if you take your own life, nowhere in the Bible, I've actually looked all over the internet because, yeah, I don't know my Bible that well, but nowhere does it say that you will go to hell. Nowhere does it actually give you any unforgivable sin except for blaspheme. Blaspheme is apparently the unforgivable sin, which I'm not fond of that, so that's okay. But nowhere in the Bible does it say that. So people have actually taken the sixth commandment of you will not commit murder and said, well, it's murdering yourself. Now, you cannot actually murder yourself if you actually end your life, because you're not harming anybody else. Murder is usually harming somebody else or taking away somebody else's right, or actually putting somebody else at a risk or harm, or removing their life. You know what the next argument is? Well, your body's a temple, but the next thing is also said it's only a husk. So, you know what, where do we come up with that? I firmly believe, and what has been said a lot in different perspectives, is there's many people in the Bible who actually went through suicide. Is Amalek, he called his armor bearer to put him out of his misery. Saul fell on his sword, or his armor bearer said, draw your sword and run it through me. That is in Samuel, and Samuel 1 and 2 seem to have, and in Judges is Abimelech, but Judas Iscariot was one. And then one of the other famous dudes is Samson. I don't know where it is there. That's the suicide outline. Where are these guys? I don't want to go through the whole lot of Bible readings, and I'm just sort of like giving my perspective of the fact that it's pretty irritating. And I know people have a judgmental view, and that's something that I also hold against. Well, don't hold against, but I do not enjoy from a Christian community, is the judgment that they put on there. You've got to be a good-hearted person, and your aim is to do good. And what the person does in the last minutes or seconds of their life, no one can say, and everyone is forgiven. I mean, if you take a look at the crucifixion, the dude on the left or the right, he said, like, to Jesus, forgive me, and he said, you will see me in heaven tomorrow or today or whatever. But yeah, you got serious buffering. Oh, geez, I've just picked up my speed today. I took my line and I took it from a 500 meg to a 2 gig line. So I was really hoping that we would get a little bit better smoothness out of this. What's Debbie say? Agree. Blasphemy can be vandalizing places of worship, burning sacred books, Bible, worshiping Satan. Yeah, there's it's basically making a mockery of the Lord, and I think that in any religion, because I also am sort of like of the opinion that I don't think the whole world can go to hell. Now I'm actually playing, pardon the word, yeah, devil's advocate in the instance, and saying, you know, I think there's a whole lot of different people who are actually going to be going to heaven, or I don't know. As I said to you, I've spent more time or interest in what happens when you die. And I've got a lot of feedback that it's not like meadow. I don't want to say feedback, but what I've found that I've sort of read and looked at is it's not meadow fields and things like that, but you're actually energy. So, people say they did see people, and then other people say, well, it's just an energy. You become an energy, which also goes to reincarnation, which does lead me to one thing. You are smooth here, Pepper Zeka. I think White Zulu might be getting a Windows update. Okay. Thanks, Cam. Appreciate it. Because, I did do a bump today. The guy came in. So my upload is double, and I got about 3 times the download now. They're definitely not following protocol, Cam. Yeah. Cameron, I would bombard those people. I mean, it's flipping. It's an absolute tip that they give you. But yeah, I'm under the impression that people need to. I think there's definitely an afterlife, and I do believe that even if you're in the Christian faith, how many times, if you're looking at every 11 minutes, somebody in this world is committing suicide. Now, I'm not condoning it by any means, and I'm saying, please take a look up. Yeah, there is the number there. Let me see if I can actually make it a little bit bigger for you so that this is not supposed to make it bigger. Okay, it doesn't make it bigger. Crumbs. But you hurt a lot of people on the way out, and there's a lot of people that I don't know that rely on you. I do know that a lot of people feel that their time is done, but it's not the answer. But if somebody has happened to someone, I don't think there's too many good people that would have to be ostracized or whatever for it as such. I think the worst thing is to teach people that, though. I do understand that they don't want to make people give it because what about the people who go to Switzerland and go for euthanasia and things to that effect? I don't believe that they don't go to heaven, or that they don't have a prosperous afterlife, whichever your design that you walk in. But I do believe that we shouldn't. I mean, I know the Bible is often watered down for convenience sake these days. But I mean, let me just use a small example as well. Everyone, when you get to the nativity, is a stable. Nowhere in the Bible does it say stable. Sorry. Let's get on to what you're chatting about there. Yeah. I am actually, because I did say I want to talk about what you guys are talking about. So let's talk about grants and things to that effect. South Africa, what about grants and that? First of all, I think grants for people, before you even look at people that actually deserves them, like i.e. yourself, Cam, should have been had your grant authorized a long time ago. But they are playing with you. A, because you're probably not as dark as what you should be. B, it's a tip slip that they give our people that get grants. It is terrible. However, if you want a stable income in South Africa and you don't want to work, you just start bearing children. Children have become commodities in South Africa, especially to, sadly to say, I'm sorry, the black culture has, sorry, I'm just jumping up and down now. Children have become a commodity. So instead of finding work or something to that effect, we'll just pop another one, and then we'll increase our grant for children, and we'll pop another one, and we'll increase our grant for children. Now, I'm not saying don't grant people, especially mothers who have children who are struggling to work or are struggling, etc., don't not help them. But how many times must you bump your head before you realize, hey, we can't pop these things out if I'm not working or if I'm not earning? So my look at it is, you would get a grant up to 2 children. After that, you know what? You've learned the hard way. And then rather pick up for people who have disability, who have old age, people who really can't, who are struggling to make their ends meet and are not able, especially with the minority in our country that has so many laws against them. But not only that, the old people and pensioners and things to that effect, or people to that effect, there's no ways that you can actually properly live on a pension. Yeah, Buzzy, you should Buzzy, adopt a few children or something like that so you can get an income. Just lock them in the cupboard, and when it's time for income, then bring it out. Yeah. Debbie, that, narrow-minded, that kids cost a fortune. They don't really, to these people, as I said, they're commodities. A plate of porridge and a couple of dirty things on the sideline, and hopefully someone will hand out something to you and feel sorry for you. And that is what has been created. The whole thing has been created. Dylan says they make it a yearly grant, so every year you need to apply for it. Yeah. I mean, how many people are dead and they're still paying out their grants? And there's so much corruption in the wrong side of it that the people are needing it. As you can see, I mean, Cam's living proof. He's struggling his butt off. Nick, South Africa is run by syndicates. SASSA is included. Yeah. There we go. And they're skimming it off the top like it's nobody's business. No one's tomorrow. What says there? We've had a husband committed suicide, 27, now he's 20. Oh, that must have been terribly traumatic. And this is what I'm saying, the trauma. Yeah, 13-month-old baby. Yeah, no, I'm really, really sorry to hear that, Fiona. Thank you for sharing. But yes, and that's what you're left with in the end. You're left with absolute tragedy. So I know that is why people discourage it, but what I'm saying is rather discourage, educate, and support rather than try and scare away from. But but thank you very much for sharing, Fiona. I'm sorry to hear that, and I can only imagine. I hate it when people say, I know you feel, because they don't. They don't know how I feel, and they don't know how you felt. Yeah, the world is ugly, Dylan, and somehow we've got to try and find something pretty to look at, because otherwise we're going to become pretty ugly ourselves. And it does become hopeless. I mean, I don't know what to say to people anymore when I hear what's happening around the world. In South Africa, it is an atrocity. And then to see our government dancing around like they are not... I mean, I would go back to South Africa at the drop of a hat. I would probably even bear load shedding and things like that. I really just miss being home sometimes. If I could get work there. There is absolutely no ways that I would get work there. I just have to make it work. Yeah. As I've said to you, it's not bad. There's great opportunities and it's a nice place and everything. But let me tell you guys something. It's not home. It's difficult. The sound of silence is deafening because you cannot speak without an interpreting, translating thing on your phone. Otherwise, you don't know what people are saying. The taxis phone you. People phone you for delivery. You have no idea. The actual sound of silence in a world that is supposed to be, or is a first world superpower, is deafening. Who says it? Buzzy, headlines have said that next year there won't be money to pay grants. You're going to see a huge riot go up. Be that. What's Fiona says she still relives it every day. I don't suppose, as you said so many years back, but it never ever lets go of you, because I suppose there's so much wandering, and a little piece of you goes away, and that is always there. But I do believe that people don't get tasked as badly as what we are tasked. It's difficult when you're wanting something to be done right, but I do not believe that you should scare people with false judgment. Dylan says, last year I switched to a permanent grant. Cameron says, my brother says I should try to get money from the Department of Labor because I have PTSD too. Try third party, yeah. Third party, definitely. I mean, especially it was not your fault. My son, I think, had an accident with his leg, although we don't really speak that openly. I'm going to take this thing off because I think you've all seen enough of it now. But he nearly lost his leg in a vehicle accident. This was like many years. We can probably say it's almost 8 years. And I think he somehow got it taken out. Got some money paid out from the third party. It's not huge amounts, but it is substantial amounts in that sense. So it's something to look at, yes. But you need to stay at it. And once again, it's not something that if you claim this week, next week it's paid out. It's constant going back. And you know what? Court dates get will reconvene in 2 months' time, and then it'll reconvene in another 2 or 3 months' time, and then it'll reconvene again, type of thing. It is a long, drawn-out process that he had to go through. Buzzy says, yeah, it took a year to reapply for the grant, and they were very racial in SAS. You know, sadly, the whole, our government does make it a racial thing as such. I just want to see if my wife is watching, if she can actually possibly come and take over here for me for about 2 minutes, please. So hopefully she's watching. Third party won't tell my accident was over 10 years ago. The Department of Labor says they don't pay for pain and suffering. Geez, they also swim out of anything. All these things need to be done at the time, so sooner than later. Yeah, look, there's a couple of things I would say with South Africa. I would first of all say grants need to be paid for children, only up to 2 children, because by then you should realize how many that you're making mistakes. I think you should only be able to vote if you have a fully paid up tax certificate on your name, and then you can actually not hand in your ID book, but you hand in your tax certificate to show your taxes been paid. Obviously, with your ID book as such would help. But anyway, hopefully my wife has heard me. Don't you want to come quickly, please? Really? I have an emergency, so if you can excuse me just a moment, I'm going to throw Peach in the deep end.
Hello, everybody. Hope you're all well. Well, he did throw me into the deep end. I have no idea what to talk about. I don't even know what he's busy talking about. So you're going to have to just bear with me. I don't know. Andre has been up and down with this weekend. That's why he says, Debbie, he needs you. But in any case, Cameron, as Andre said, happy birthday. I hope you had a wonderful day, or you are having a wonderful day. I always forget that we are 6 hours ahead of you. And when I speak to somebody in South Africa, I always say, speak to them as if it is their time is our time. And in the meantime, it's like in the morning there and in the afternoon here already. Yes, Debbie, I don't know where this hair is growing to. It's growing so fast. I'm almost needing a cut again. It's a pleasure, Cameron. Well, I hope everybody's well. Oh, Fiona, it's so nice to see you. I haven't seen you for a while. Hello, Nick. How are you guys? Well, hopefully Andre won't be too long because, like I said, I have no idea what he's talking about. I know he's talking about suicide, but I am now not going to touch that because I don't want to touch that. But otherwise, everything on this side is well. We are doing well. It's becoming summer now. We had such a lovely warm day today that I went sleeveless, and it's so nice outside. It's not totally summer or spring here yet, but we're getting there. We're going to have quite a warm week that lies ahead, but about Thursday, Friday, we'll have some rain, and everywhere where you walk, you just see cherry blossoms because they plant the trees in the roads. So, no, not in the roads, in the middle of the roads and on the side. So it is light pink and like cerise pink everywhere. It is absolutely beautiful. So yeah, but I don't know. I don't know if Andre's finished or if he's coming back. Hopefully he is. Because I don't have much to say, except like jacarandas. Yes, like jacarandas in Pretoria. Same thing. Like it's a purple, sea of purple. It's a sea of pink this side. Everywhere, just cherry blossoms. It's absolutely, absolutely beautiful. Thanks so much. It's a pleasure, Fiona. It's nice to see you on the stream. We haven't seen you for a while. So I'm sure Andre is thrilled that you are back on the stream. I hope you're keeping well and that your health is good and that you are absolutely, absolutely living life. Yes, I will. What I'll do is I'll take some videos and some photos this week of the cherry blossoms, and then Andre can share it with you guys. Next Sunday, we might just go and take a walk because doesn't matter where you go or where you walk, there is cherry blossoms everywhere. So I will do the photos and the videos, and then Andre can show you all the beautiful cherry blossoms that we see every day if you go out of the door, even downstairs. When we go downstairs out of our apartment block, it's cherry blossoms in the compound where we live. So they are absolutely everywhere, and it is amazing. Even the flowers, I mean, next to the roads and in the gardens, because like I said previously, in China, they look after their gardens so beautifully. I mean, it's kept well all the time. There's nothing out of its place. The gardens are beautiful. They plant the flowers. They even plant the flowers and make like dolphins and all sorts of shapes. There's one place where we go around a circle where they made a dragon out of plants, and it is amazing, absolutely amazing. I mean, and there's one street when you go to the government where we do our passports. In that street, they have a whole row of figurines that are that resembles sports, so different types of sports. So it is amazing how they keep these gardens up to date, and every time when something is out of bloom or it's not in season, they replace it with something new. So it is absolutely amazing. And like I said previously, such a beautiful, clean country. No papers, nothing lying around in the streets. It's just absolutely amazing. But as Fiona says, I have cherry blossoms growing just outside my window. Yeah, no, so you can see spring is just around the corner. I'm not sure if the UK is also still in winter or also going into spring, but I know we are going into spring, and everything is just blooming and trees are, the leaves is coming out. It's just green and beautiful outside. And weather-wise, it is absolutely amazing. So yeah, I'm ready for the summer. I am so tired of the winter. I can't stand it when I have to wear so much clothes. It's just absolutely unnecessary. And closed shoes, I don't like closed shoes. So yeah, I'm ready for the summer. I know we're going to get hot because it can get very, very hot in the summer. But while it's not as hot, we're going to make the best of it and go places, because in the winter it's absolutely cold. So you can't really go anywhere. It's like that cold winter when you go outside, it actually cuts into your skin, the cold air. So yeah, no, we can't wait for the summer. I think Andre is back. So enough about me and my cherry blossoms. I hope you guys keep well, and hope to speak to you soon. Have an awesome day. Bye.
My apologies. It's terrible when you get to the toilet, you're not sure whether you should kneel or sit. Looks like you're wanting to do Sunday Mass in the Catholic Church. You know, when you first kneel before the pew and then you go to sit in the pew, it's sort of the same thing. But anyway, thanks to my wifey for actually giving you a brighter, lighter subject as well. So yes, we do see the pretty things over here as well, which is really, really great. But as I said, we do miss home, miss the people like you. It's the only time we actually ever get to actually talk to a lot of people, because that's one thing that you do find over here is we can become pretty lonely. As you can see, I'm missing Cambodia. It's actually a beer, because just below the Cambodia, you'll see it says beer. But yeah, where's Hendo and the drinking stories? But yeah, the pups are happy that it's summer as well. What are we nearing on an hour now? So I'm actually going to probably start looking at wrapping it up before I have to wrap myself up again. Welcome back, oom. Yes. Is ek met jou tannie getroud? That's what somebody always said. If I'm an uncle, am I married to your aunt? We call it the lazy wind, yeah, as it's knife right through you. Oh yeah, that's. Are you still cold up there, Fiona? A lot of cold. Debbie says, when you going to get back there to good old Cambodia and see awesome DVD? Well, we'll take a look in July, August, maybe go up for a few days and go and see them. Hendo, our favorite African-European, South African-European, or European-South African. How's it going, my friend? Just in time to say bye. Don't worry, I haven't been much entertainment today at all either. My phone again, full with messages about USA refugees program. Yeah, well, there's only one person you listen to, and that's Col Chris Wyatt. Take a look at the link below. I've linked straight to his actual set of video sets of YouTube sets on the refugee program. Yeah, morning, Hendo, says Dylan. Yeah, it's times like this that I actually wouldn't mind being in South Africa, just to reverse time for about 6 hours, because what is about 3 o'clock there by you guys now, and it's 9 o'clock over here. So yeah, leave those USA people to have bribery keys. Something I wouldn't mind either is a bribery key and a braai. I haven't had a braai in a long time. Need to go and visit my buddy in Hangzhou so we can actually braai a bit again. But right now, when I just talk about braai or food, I think my maag wants to dry if I talk about braai. But yeah, I do believe that I'm just going to be waffling on. Please rehydrate. Miss you guys. I miss you guys. I'm telling you, there is no place that I'd rather be sick than with Debbie and Colin. Definitely. But yeah, from my side, thank you very, very much for tuning in, for your adding in. Just to wrap up things a bit, yeah, suicide is real. I don't believe, and nowhere in the Bible does it state that people will go to hell if they commit suicide. However, it is not encouraged. I would rather encourage people to be supportive people with anxiety and depression, and actually try and be cognizant of it. As you saw what what's his name? Good Morning Vietnam. Somebody give me his name. Dead Poets Society, Good Morning Vietnam. But anyway, he always said, you'll find behind the smile is probably sometimes the biggest broken heart or the biggest anxiety and worry and depression. Robin Williams, thank you very much, Endo. Thanks, Debbie. Robin Williams. So yes, it's so important to be there for people. Remember, it's not the way out. Remember to get hold of people. I mean, there is a group, and there's a lot of people that I know I'm not on that group as often as what I would like to be, but I know that there's a lot of people that are there, and wonderful people as well. And you are all wonderful people by yourselves. So yes, taking a look at grants, yes, I do believe that kids should only go up grants to 2 kids, because the rest of the time, yes, if you've made 2 mistakes, bro, you shouldn't be making any more than that. Voting, I think you should be voting with your ID and a tax paper, fully paid up tax paper. Then we'll actually get the people who are actually paying their taxes to decide on what happens to the country, because only about 7% of the country is paying tax, which is about the percentage of the minority. Am I speaking too loudly when I say that? And then, of course, people needing grants, go for it. Keep on pressing them. Don't you dare stop. It might not be a lot, but it is going to be a lot when it actually comes to you. As you say, if you don't have 100 Rand, 100 Rand is a lot to you. Might not be to the millionaires who have 25 million Rand houses, etc., etc. But yeah, it is to them. But yeah, one of the biggest things from my side is thank you very much for your inputs. Thank you very much for always being here. Thank you for your company and for your chats and that. Hopefully, Ina did say, I heard her say she was going to put photos and content together. So hopefully she'll be the content ones. Cam, have an absolutely super phenomenal, fantastic birthday. Fiona, everybody, it was really good to see you again, and everybody else as well. It's been absolutely awesome. Thank you very much. Take care of yourselves. Be good. And if you can't be good, at least be kind. Cheers.